So let me tell you this quick story, right? It's 5:30, dead early in the morning, full moon night. Slept terrible, but it is what it is. And a couple of days ago, I was thinking about how I ended up being where I am. Working for myself for the last, how many years? For the last 3 years, being with my own company, living only on dance. I did that for another 4 years, and I was just like, how did I get here? Like, how did all of this started? And it all started from really being stuck. It all started from being stuck. I was in a place where I only wanted to be a dancer. I only wanted to dance. I only wanted to do, not even only dance, I wanted to do battles. I was never a choreography taking dancer. I didn't really enjoy that. I never really thought I was never really good at it either, to be honest. So that was probably one of the reasons. But at least in my head, I always said that I didn't thought it looked cool. Like I always thought it was like you're dancing somebody else's dance, like you're not expressing yourself. But really looking back at it, I can admit to myself, it's like I was never really good at it neither. And then from there, I was so deep into dance, right? Like I was so deep into it, like no financial or like physical structured. Like I was so deep into it, and really like I wanted to do nothing else. My life was battles. What I looked at on YouTube was battles. And you look at any other movies that had anything except dancing to do, I do watch documentary about dance battles. Everything I did, everything. I DJ'd a little bit on the side, but it was really like battles. And then to get extra money, I modeled. I was model also. I'm still am, but like my majority of my money came from modeling. And like I remember feeling so stuck. No future like thinking, no structure to my economy. 1 month I could get like, boom, I get 6,000 euro. The other month I get 1,000, like no structure whatsoever. But it all changed, like everything, all of it changed, and I got much more like purposeful and like an understanding of what I wanted to do, and not only an understanding, but like again, like I got a purpose. That purpose really came when I got my first mentor. Like I clearly remember that. I clearly remember feeling when I left that mentor's home. This was someone I reached out to. Like I really reached out to my first mentor, and when because it was a person who was in the dance community, but she was really a dancer. So I reached out to her and I'm like, yo, could you recommend me some books? Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, yeah, of course. Like, what type of books would you want me to recommend? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't have any future plans. I don't have any financial plans. I have no financials. I don't have like, I feel like, yeah, I don't have any confidence. Like I was really opening up to her like a stranger. And she felt that. Because I came from a place of sincerity. And she's like, you know what? Like, come to my place. And I got some books that you can borrow from me. Like, no need to buy them. And let's have lunch. Let's have dinner. I'm like, cool. I go there. I met her son, the person she lived with. And you started talking back and forth. And it was such a mind shift. It was such a profound mind shift. And she told me that, like, you need to invest in yourself. She told me you need to invest in yourself, and you need to be able to. Because she told me something that I will never forget it. I will never forget it. She's like, the more you pay attention. So find out something you really like. And do that and pay for it. And it needs to be a mentor. It needs to be like, she's like, invest in yourself, invest in your brain. Because she didn't tell me like, invest in your education, go and do Sebastian, go and do a personal training certificate. This is way earlier. This is way earlier, before I even considered becoming a trainer. So I'm like, okay, like I was really paying attention to what she was saying. I was really paying attention. But I thought I made it already. Like I thought, like, I got my mentor now. I'm done. I'm set. Like being ignorant as I was, like I got my first book. Like here we go. I'm about to make it. I'm about to do it big now. And man, I came home, like I started reading that, but I was like, everything I knew was still dancing. Everything I knew was still like dancing in battles and battles. I was so affected by that. I was so affected. Like make no mistake, I got so much out of dancing, so much out of hip hop. But just that mentality, like it wasn't just for me, right? I really felt like something was missing. Something was really missing. And I never forget her words. I never forget those words. Like the more you pay attention. So I was like, cool. And then my friend, I don't know if the universe conspired for me. I don't know what happened, but then one of my closest friends, he said like, yo, Sebastian, I just bought a self-development course. And I didn't even know that was a thing. And it was way before, like I'm talking about Tai Lopez's first season of 67 Steps. For you guys who don't know who that is, he's basically the guy who made it possible to become a self-developer online. Like, basically. Tony Robbins was, of course, earlier, like make no mistake, but Tai Lopez was mad early in the revolution of doing this online. So I paid for it, and I think I paid like 15 euros. I paid no money, like 15 euros or whatever. And it was 67 steps. It was one challenge for 67 days. So you listen to something for 67 days consecutively. So, and those lectures are not short. Those lectures are like, one of them, like most of them are over an hour and a half long every day. But it's just like, you made time, I made time, you just committed. And getting that was such a mind shift. Everything changed from that. After that, everything changed. Like I started getting much more like clearance of what I want, because I was so invested, because I paid. I only paid $15, but I paid something. So I put down money, and then I went all in. So it's not only about that if you pay more attention. When you actually do pay, you have to emerge into it. You have to go all in, give it everything you got. Because when you do that, when you follow a mentor, because there were a lot of things that Tai do that I didn't really agree with, but I did everything he said for 67 days. Everything. He told me to learn how to backflip, I would learn how to backflip. And then from there, I still have that. And that set everything up for me. And it was because I did two things. I got a mentor that I paid for. I paid for myself, because and it wasn't even like I gave someone money. Make no mistake, I'm not talking about that you should give anybody money, but you should invest in yourself. That's how you need to see it. This is not a talk about give somebody your money and blah, 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 and everything will be better. No, invest in yourself. It's a mindset, it's a mind shift. Invest in your brain and your mind and your life, first of all. And then second of all, do everything that person tells you to do. Regardless of if you think it's good or bad, or if you think it's silly or crazy, because you will learn something along the way, and more importantly, you will learn what you don't like, and that's equally as important. If I didn't take that first leap of faith to go to that mentor and reach out to that mentor, I would never be where I am today. I promise you. Thanks to that, I've traveled to over 30 countries with dance. So I'm still dancing, but I found out how to do, I found a business model, or I created myself a business model. So I've traveled to over 30 countries with dancing. I'm still modeling. That has taken me to Africa, to more parts of Europe, to United States. I've been to China, Japan, Korea, Russia several times, the States several times. All of this came possible because I took that first step, because I listened to that inner voice. And I swallowed my ego, which is very important also. I didn't let my ego hold me back, because I was the only one. Like, nobody in my crew did that. Nobody in my crew reached out to anyone. Nobody around me reached out and like asked the woman that was just a little bit older, just a few years older than I was. It's like, yo, I need some help. Like, could you be able to give me some tips? Like, coming from a place of love and just being sincere and humble. And I think that's the point of my talk today. Like, find it so important that if you see somebody around you in your environment that you want to really make sure that you I don't want to use the word admire, but let's use the word admire. If you admire somebody, or somebody has just a little part of him or her, so few characteristics that you want, go to that person. Reach out to that person. Truth is that most mentors, most successful people want to help you. I promise you, it sounds crazy. But most successful people, they don't want your money. Successful people already got money. They want you to succeed because it makes them feel better. Reach out to someone, number one. Number two, do everything that person does. And if that person has free things online, immerse in it. Do everything he tells you to do. I promise you. Model, success leaves clues. Model that behavior. By Dan Sebastian.